Hey, welcome back to Turntable Guy. Oh no, another Rega on the bench. This one just came in. A gentleman just picked this up as a birthday present for his girlfriend. And when he picked it up, I don't think he did a really good inspection of it. Because when he brought it here, he said, there's something loose in the arm. I said, okay. It's not completely unheard of for bearings to go loose, but this is a pretty brand new table. So that's kind of a rarity in a brand new table. You usually see that in a table that's well worn, especially in some Techniques SL1200s, which have been DJ'd. So I have never seen Rega with loose bearings. Anyway, if you notice here, the arm is currently in its home position. It's clamped, and if you notice, the whole thing moves. And I can tell you that there's probably a little bit of movement. I have one of these tables myself, as you've seen, but it should not deflect that much. So I'm like, I wonder if these three mounting screws are loose. And no, they're not. They are okay. Because I grabbed down here and it's not budging. So the next thing I did is I removed the arm from its holder. And I know this is going to be really difficult to see. But where the arm mechanism here, the clamping, I guess you could call this an arm in itself, juts out from the main part of the arm, there is a crack right in it's right here. There's a crack right between this part of the arm and where this clamping juts out here. And it is split. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause and we're going to go in there and have a close look. Okay, welcome back. We got a Wayne's World extreme close-up here. You can see where the crack is there. I'm going to push the arm over. Of course, I do not want this to break any further. So let's just move that. Can you see that? Can you see how it's opening? So the actual plastic mold has cracked right there. And if we push any harder, that puppy is going to let loose and it's going to be a big snap. And this is a problem because every time you go to put your arm back in the holder and clamp it down, it's going to get looser and looser until it does break off. So anyway, let's decide what we want to do here as far as repairing this. I think the most obvious solution is to get some glue in there. I'm thinking a gel type crazy glue will be a good match for that because epoxy is going to be really messy to get into that. So I'm going to go with a gel type crazy glue here. And what we want to do is we're going to want to remove these three screws that mount the arm. We'll pull the arm out and then we'll get some glue in there and see how it holds up. Be right back. Okay, we got the camera mounted back up in its mount here. So to remove a Rega Planar 1 arm, I think this will work for the 2 and 3 as well, or maybe even higher models, you're going to want a Torx 15 bit, okay? And there are 3 screws that go through the plinth, all right? So it's always easiest to start with this one here. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this right now. My Rega P1 uses a Torx 15. So I lied to you, and I have no idea what Torx bit this is. Let's have a look. I didn't lie to you. It's true. Mine definitely uses a Torx bit 15. Okay, let's try a T10. Okay, it's a T10 on this model. So you may have a Rega P1 that has either a Torx 15 or a Torx 10 holding the arm down. Either way, there's 3 screws, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct about that. Okay, to get at these other 2, the best thing to do is, we have to be really careful with this arm because you don't want to put too much twisting force on it right now because of that crack. I'm just going to remove the counterweight. Set that aside. Okay, to get at the back one, you just kind of want to get it to the position where you can kind of get your screwdriver in between the counterweight mount and the bearing of the arm. And the last one is right here. Just move the arm over all the way. Gives you good access. This arm has obviously never been removed. These screws are really tight. Okay, make sure that your stylus protector's on your cartridge as well while you're doing this. All right, so now you can put the arm back. It's totally loose now, but it will not come up because there's a clamp on the RCA cables. So let's start removing the top part of the turntable. Platter and mat off. You can remove your belt and your subplatter. Subplatter shouldn't fall out. I would just leave it where it is. Okay, and hopefully it's still that Torx 10 here. So just hold your arm, and right here is, come on, be a Torx 10. And this one is not. This one is a Phillips. So it looks like Rega uses whatever the hell screws they can grab out of the bin when they're putting these things together. So this one's got a Phillips. But you just want to remove this, or you can kind of leave it loose. I guess it doesn't matter as long as you get the cable out. All right, and now what you want to do is put your table back down and pull your arm through. It should come out without any issues. All right. And here's the arm. Okay, so let's put the plinth down and out of the way. And here it is. Here's the Rega RB110. Now, if you watched my video on creating manual anti-skating for this turntable, check it out. I do a hack which allows you to bring the magnet, the fixed magnet that does the anti-skating for these. I mount a nut here and a screw, and I'm able to pull this out and adjust anti-skating if you want to change out the cartridge on your RP1. And this one has a broken arm lift as well here. So anyway, I'm going to get the camera a little bit closer so we can do the glue, and here gives you an even better idea how snapped that is right there. And it's cracked. Is it cracked down the way down? Looks like it's cracked all the way down. Oh, into the mount as well. Boy, if somebody really reefed on this arm, there's a crack all the way down here. So we're gonna have to get some good glue in there and try to clamp it as best as we can. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got it zoomed in as much as I can here. You're probably not going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. There's just so many crevices in here that it's just hard to get the camera in a good place. But I am going to do my best to get glue all in this crack all the way. It goes all the way from the base here up to where this armrest mount is, and it stops about halfway between the armrest and this round part here. So I'm going to try and get glue all through there. And what I'm going to be using is a super glue, but a gel super glue. And the reason for that is I just find it takes a little bit longer to set up, and it gives you a little bit more work time, whereas regular crazy glue tends to stick almost instantaneously. So we're going to go with this, and I'm going to start spreading the crack a little bit and getting some of this in there. So I am just going to proceed, and you can watch me do it. Okay. Try to be as neat as possible here. You see that? I'm going to spread this crack as much as I can without splitting it. glue in there. That's why I like this this thick glue. It really gives you lots of time to work. But it is a little messy as well. And it likes to stick to your fingers just like regular crazy glue does. Which is the original purpose for crazy glue. It was to adhere skin. So I am using the pick to actually poke into it a little bit and drive the glue deep. While trying not to make, a mess. And finally, get some up here. And that's it. Okay, so that has not dried yet. Clean off the top here. Oh, got some on my fingers. All right, so to clamp this, I think I'm just going to use my hands for a little bit until it sets up. There's no real good place to put a clamp on here. I don't have the type of clamp where you adjust it. I suppose I could use like a strap or something, or an elastic band maybe. Let's try that. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Okay. That'll work. Okay, so I've put a band around there. And what we'll do, pull around here and stretch it out. And just around there. That's it. And we get some clamping force, just to hold that steady. And we'll let this sit. Give it at least an hour to cure up. And I would not use the turntable for at least 24 hours. But yeah, so that's a really weird situation with this arm. I've never seen that. But I guess somebody manhandled it incorrectly or threw it back or got pissed off because their RP1 was making some weird noise. I guess it could happen. So, all right, we'll let that set up. And I think that's it for this one. I'm not going to bother showing you how to put it back on. It's just basically you putting the 3 screws back on. And then with the, if you have the stock cartridge, all you need to do is take your weight, put it back up to this point on the arm, and you've got the proper weight for the Rega Carbon, which is an Audio-Technica AT 3600L. Okay. Anyway, guys, another short one here, but I thought you might find that one interesting. If you have a cracked mounting base for your RB110 Tonearm. We'll catch you in the next video.